Hello there, welcoming you all in the physics arena by Nitish sir. Children, we are learning the chapter number 2 of your physics subject, that is the physical quantities and measurement. And children, today with the help of this video lecture we will discuss about the topic, that is a determination of the density of a regular solid. Children, already we have learned about the density. So before going to state about the topic, again I am going to give you the glance that what do you mean by the density of an object. So density, that is the term density. How we can describe about the density? So density can be defined as, again I am writing here, density can be defined as, density can be defined as the ratio of the ratio of mass of the substance, mass occupied by a substance to the volume possessed by it. Okay children, possessed by it, and it can be given by density is equals to the formula for that physical term, that is the density can be given by rho, and which is equals to mass is given by the capital letter of alphabet, that is m, upon, that is volume of the substance is given by capital V. So density of an object can be described with the ratio mass per unit of volume, and its SI unit already we have discussed, that is a kg per meter cube. So children, today we are going to describe about the topic, that is a determination of the density of a regular solid. It means that any solid material which is having the, what do you mean by the regular solid? So any solid material which is having a perfect shape and size is said to be the regular material. So children, today we are going to discuss about the determination of the density of a solid or a geometry which is having the regular shape and size. So children, what we will do first, in order to calculate, so some of the steps will be involved for this process. So for measurement, here I am writing, for measurement, the density of a substance, certain steps should be followed. Okay children, so in order to discuss or determine the density of a substance, certain steps should be followed. What are those steps, and what are those ways which we have to follow is that first we have to calculate the amount of mass, that first calculate the mass capital M of the given regular solid, whatever be the type of the object is given to you. First we have to calculate its what, that is the mass occupied by the solid material by using beam balance. Okay children, so with the help of the beam balance apparatus, first we will calculate the amount of the mass occupied by the regular solid, whatever be the type of the solid. It may be a cube, it may be a cuboid, it may be a sphere, it may be a cylindrical shape of the solid. And then further we will calculate about the volume of the given regular solid. Then calculate the volume of the given regular solid. Okay children, so if we have calculated the volume of the given solid and also if we have calculated the mass of the solid, then by using the formula, that is density is equals to mass per unit of volume, we can easily calculate the density of the given object. So here I am going to give you the volume of the certain solid geometries. So here I am going to write that the volume of certain solid geometries. Here I am going to enlist what will be the volume of those certain solid geometries. Then the volume of a cube. First we will write here, then the volume of cube. Children, as we are knowing that the cube is a three-dimensional geometry, so it will have the 6 faces. So in order to calculate the volume of the cube, we will take the formula that the cube of the one side of the cube. Okay children, now in order to calculate the volume of the cuboid, what we will do children, we will take the product of length, breadth and height. Okay children, because a three-dimensional geometry may have length, breadth as well as the height. So children, in this way we can calculate the volume of the cube and volume of the cuboid. So the next geometry is that is a sphere. So now we are going to calculate the volume of a sphere. Children, volume of the sphere can be given by the formula that is 4/3 pi, and that will be the square of the cube of the radius. Okay children, so if we are knowing the radius of the sphere, then by doing the cube of that and multiplying with the 4/3 pi, we can calculate the volume of the sphere. Now in order to calculate the volume of the next geometry, that is the cylinder. Okay children, so now the next geometry is cylinder. So what we will write the formula, that volume of the cylinder can be calculated by the formula that is pi square of the radius, that is the pi r square, and h, that is the height of the cylinder. So children, if we are knowing the volume of the different regular solids and also if we are knowing the mass of the solid, then we can easily calculate the density of the solid. Now children, with the help of an example, I am going to give you the glance how we can easily calculate the density of the given material. Okay children, so now let's start with the example. So children, for example, how we can calculate the density of a substance. Here I have written that if the mass of a regular shape, that is a cube, is given, if a mass of a cube is given as 210 gram and one side of the cube is also given as 3 centimeter, then we have to calculate the density of the cube. So children, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the density of the cube or the density of the material, that is the iron. Okay children, so in order to calculate the density, first what we have to calculate here, the mass of the cube is given. What we have to calculate? We have to calculate the volume of the cube. So first we will calculate the volume of the cube. Volume of the cube is equals to, that is with the help of the formula, that is cube of the one side of the given geometry. So here the geometry is cube, so already it is given that the measurement of one side is 3 centimeter. So what we will do, that the cube of the 3 centimeter, that is 3 3s are 9 and 9 9s are 3 3s are 9. So 3 into 3 into 3, so 3 3s are 9 and 9 3s are 27 children. Okay, so 27 centimeter cube will be the volume of the cube. So here we have calculated the volume, therefore we can write that density of the cube, or the density of not cube, density of the iron, because here the substance is material. So density of the iron can be written as the ratio of mass upon volume. So children, in this condition we have already known that the mass of the iron cube is 210, and already we have calculated that the volume is 27 centimeter cube and mass is 210 gram. So by doing the division we will get that 7.78 gram per centimeter cube will be the density of the given substance, that is the iron. So children, now we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is the vessel for the measuring volume. So children, in order to describe or in order to calculate the volume of the given regular or irregular shapes, we are requiring some instrument. So those instruments may be of different types. So now we are going to discuss about the vessels for the measurement of the volume. Okay children, so here the next topic will be vessels for measurement, vessels for measuring volume. Okay children, now we are going to discuss about the different type of the vessels or the instrument with which we can calculate easily calculate the the measurement of the volume. Children, already you are known that for the measurement of the volume we are requiring some instrument. So here I am going to enlist some of the vessels. So first vessel is, that is a measuring cylinder. First I am going to write here the name of the measuring instrument, that is a measuring cylinder. So with the help of the measuring cylinder we can easily calculate the amount of the volume occupied by a substance. Then the next instrument is, that is a measuring beaker. Then the third instrument is Eureka can. So children, what I have enlisted here, some of the vessels with which we can measure the volume of the given substance, that the measuring cylinder, measuring beaker, Eureka can. Okay children, so here I have enlisted the three instruments with which we can easily calculate the amount of the volume possessed by a substance. So children, one by one we will discuss about the measuring instrument. So first I am going to discuss measuring cylinder. So here first we will learn about the measuring cylinder. Okay children, measuring cylinder. What do you mean by the measuring cylinder? Okay children, so with the name it is already clear that it is it is a geometry in a shape of cylinder. Okay children, so this instrument, how we can describe this instrument, this instrument is made up of either by the plastic or the glass, either by plastic or glass. It means that this measuring cylinder is maybe made up of either by the plastic material or the glass. Okay children, and is graduated means the marking is given in milliliter. Okay children, milliliter. Okay, to measure the amount of the liquid, we are using the measuring cylinder, and it is made up of the plastic or glass material, and is graduated means it is marked in millimeter. Okay, with 0 mark in bottom. It means that its lower measurement will be 0 ml and the highest measurement will be dependent on the type of the measuring cylinder. So in market different measuring cylinders are available as of the different measurement, like that is of 50 ml, 50 milliliter, that is of 100 milliliter, that is of 200 milliliter, and 500 milliliter, etc. So with the help of this measuring cylinder, we can easily calculate the amount of the volume of any fluid. So children, in the similar pattern or the similar way, we can also use the measuring beaker. So now we are going to discuss about the measuring beaker. So children, now we are going to discuss about the measuring beaker. Okay, so measuring beaker is also an instrument. With the help of that, we can easily calculate the volume of the substance. So children, what do you mean by the measuring beaker? A measuring beaker is also made up of the glass, plastic or metal like aluminium. So this instrument or this appliances, so this instrument is made up of this instrument is made up of, that is children, of glass, plastic or children metal like aluminium. Okay, so children, measuring beaker is also an instrument. With the help of that, we can easily calculate the volume of a substance. So it is made up of the glass, plastic or the metal like aluminium. Okay, and it is also used to take out the fixed volume of the liquid, and it is also used to calculate a fixed volume of liquid. Okay children, so in order to calculate the volume of the liquid, we are using the two appliances. First one is a measuring cylinder and the second one is a measuring beaker, and also similarly here the marking is given as 50 ml, 100 ml, 200 ml and 500 ml, and also 1 liter for the large measurement of the liquid. Okay children, so the capacity of a measuring beaker is marked on always on it. It may be of different quantity, so the quantity for which it is going to be used already mentioned on it. And the third one is that the Eureka can. So what do you mean by the Eureka can and what type of the appliance is this? Now we are going to learn about this. Okay children, so what do you mean by the Eureka cane? So Eureka cane is also a type of the appliance which is made up of the glass or glass beaker with the side opening near its mouth. So here I am going to write a Eureka can. A Eureka can is made up of is a glass beaker. A Eureka can is a glass beaker with a Eureka cane is a type of the instrument which is going to be used for the measurement of the volume, and it is made up of the glass beaker with a side opening near its mouth, opening near its mouth, which is known as spout. Okay children, known as spout. Okay, so already whenever you are just going to purchase some amount of liquid like oil, at that time we can also see this type of the instrument onto the shop, with which the shopkeeper is measuring the amount of the volume of the liquid, and the opening of the mouth is said to be the spout. Thus the beaker can contain a volume of the liquid made up of the spout. So we can say that thus the beaker can contain a volume a volume of liquid up to the spout. Okay children, so spout is the uppermost portion of the instrument, and within that we can fill the instrument. So any excess of the liquid overflow through this spout. So the diagram of the instrument is also given inside of your book. So with the help of these three instruments we can calculate the amount of the volume of the liquid in order to calculate the density of that particular substance. So now how we can also determine the density of a irregular solids. So children, sometimes a solid which is having the finite shape and size and volume is given, then we can easily calculate with the help of the formula mass per unit of volume. So but if there is the irregularity of the shape is given, it means that if any irregular solid shape is given, then how we can calculate the density of that particular solid. So now we are going to discuss about the determination of the density of an irregular solid. So the next topic is determination of density of an irregular solid. So children, a solid which is not having the finite volume, so how we can calculate its density? So children, in order to determine the density of an irregular solid, we have to measure the mass and its volume. So children, again, what we have to do in order to calculate density of an irregular solid, first we have to measure its mass and volume, and if we have calculated its mass and volume, then easily with the help of the formula we can calculate its density. Okay children, to measure the volume of the given solid, we use the displacement method. So what do you mean by the displacement method? So in the subsequent way, what I am going to write, to measure the volume of, in order to calculate the volume of irregular solid whose shape and size is not given, then we use the displacement method. So children, what do you mean by the displacement method? That is when a solid is immersed in a liquid, that is a solid when immersed in a liquid, displaces volume of the liquid equal to its own volume. So children, this is the displacement method and it is also known as the Archimedes principle. So with the help of this method, we can easily calculate the volume of the irregular solid, and if we have calculated the volume and if we have calculated the mass, then we can apply the formula, that is the density of the solid will be equals to mass per of volume. So various of the activities are given inside of your book, so you can easily calculate the density of the solid. So for the calculation of the density of an irregular solid, first we will check the initial volume. What we are requiring? Initial and final volume. Initial and final volumes are required. Then we will take the difference of the volume will be, that is final to initial. We will calculate the difference of the volume in centimeter cube, and also if we are knowing the formula, that is density is equals to mass per of volume, and if mass of the substance is capital M and volume is given by V2 minus V1, then easily by putting all these values we can calculate the density of the irregular solid shape of any object. Okay children, now we are going to discuss about the determination of the density of the liquid. So what will be the possible ways with which we can calculate the density of the liquid? Okay children, so already I have given you the ideology how to determine the density of a liquid determination. Okay children, now we are going to determine the what? Density of the liquid. Since children, we are knowing that liquids like if I am going to write here liquids, so what are the fluids? Like liquids like oil, water, milk, etc. These are the liquid substances. So in order to calculate its density, we can use the measuring cylinder. What we can use? We can use measuring cylinder. For volume, and if we have calculated the volume, then with the help of the formula density is equals to mass per unit of volume, we can easily calculate the density of the given liquid. So these are the possible ways with which we can calculate the density of a liquid. Okay children? Okay, and also density bottle is also an apparatus. With the help of that we can easily calculate the density of a given fluid or a liquid. Okay, so hopefully you have got all the points which are elaborated by me here. So children, now we will discuss the next topic, that is the density or the relative density of a object. How we can easily calculate the relative density of a material. Now we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is the relative density. Now children, our next topic is for discussion, that is the relative density. Okay, right now we have calculated the density of the different substances, whether it may be a solid or whether it may be a liquid. So with the help of the measuring cylinder, with the help of the displacement method, with the help of the various instruments, we have calculated the volume of the object, and by knowing the mass of the object, we take the ratio of the mass of the substance to the volume occupied by it. We can easily calculate the density. Now we are going to discuss about the relative density of a substance. So children, how we can define the relative density of the substance? So the relative density means density, as we are doing that is the mass per unit of volume, and relative means it is going to be compared with a fixed quantity. Okay children, so relative density of a substance is defined as how we can define the relative density of a substance. So in order to define its definition, that is the ratio of the density of the substance, to the density of water, Children, since we are knowing the density of the water is 1000 kg per meter cube, so we are going to relate the density of the particular substance with the density of the water. Okay, so symbolically relative density is given by, that is RD, that is relative density, which is equals to density of, this is the ratio of density of a substance, to the density of water. Okay children, so if we are knowing the density of the water, then easily we can take the relationship between the density of the substance to the density of the water. So with the help of an example, we are going to discuss about the relative density of a substance. Okay children, so already this example is given inside of your book, so I am going to elaborate that example already, which is given inside of your book. Children, as we are knowing that the density of iron is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. Children, as we are knowing, earlier we have discussed the density of the iron, that is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube, whereas density of water in CJ system, density of water is in CJ system 1 gram per centimeter cube, whereas in SI unit it is 1 kg per meter cube. So we can easily calculate, hence we can write that the relative density of the iron to the water is that the density of the substance, that is iron, that is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube, to the density of the water, as we are knowing that the density of the water in CJ system is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So gram per centimeter cube will be cancelled out with the gram per centimeter cube. So we will get that the relative density as 7.8. Children, so with this formula we can easily calculate the relative density of a substance, and also we can conclude that the relative density is a dimensionless quantity. So what we can conclude from here, that the relative density is a unitless quantity. Okay, it means that it does not have any of the unit. Okay children, so in this way we can easily calculate the relative density of a substance. We can also define as relative density of a substance can be also given by the ratio of the mass of any volume of the substance to the mass of any equal volume of the water. So there are the various methods, with the help of that we can easily define the relative density of the volume. So if when you are going to solve the question numerical problem, then at that time you will get all the points regarding with the relative density of the substance. So children, hopefully you all have get the point whatever elaborated by me. Please do the practice. If still you are at home, it means that you are having enough time to take care of yourself. Be safe, keep concentrating on study so that you can earn a lots of information to maintain your dignity and also to enhance your knowledge. Have a great day. Bye bye.